Welcome back to SecurityCompliance.io's CMMC Assessment Guidance series, powered by Intersec Inc. In this video, we will continue to discuss the CMMC domains and their individual practices, as well as break down the information for each of them to better your understanding of their requirements to ease your journey towards CMMC certification. If you are preparing for CMMC certification and would like to learn how C3PAOs will assess your CMMC Level 1 compliance, this video is for you. Today, we will be finishing up our discussion on physical protection. As a reminder, physical protection has 4 total practices, and we are on the last practice, PE.1.134, which is about controlling and managing physical access devices. Let's get into it. Let us begin by discussing PE.1.134 from a NIST 800-171 source point of view. Physical access devices include keys, locks, combinations, and card readers. It's important to understand that monitoring physical access devices is just as important as monitoring who has accessed certain equipment or areas. If you don't monitor them, certain issues can occur when it comes time to having to change access to those devices or updating them. So being vigilant is going to be very important. Now, what that means for CMMC is that you must monitor physical access devices and manage them using manual or automatic processes, such as a list of who is assigned what key, or updating the badge access system as personnel change roles. Reminder, locks, badges, and key cards are only strong protection if you know who has them and what access they allow. Let's go over an example to see this practice in action. You are a facility manager. A team member retired today and returns their company keys to you. The project on which they were working requires access to areas that contain equipment with FCI, Federal Contract Information. You receive the keys, check your electronic records against the serial numbers on the keys to ensure all have been returned, and mark each key returned. Now, take a second to think, what would this mean for your personal organization? Here is a little checklist that you can use to see if you are working towards achieving this practice. Ensure your physical access devices are monitored. Identify levels of access for each device. See that if in a certain area, do you have a lock to get access to a lot of FCI, or do you have a key card with a bit more implemented process to get access to that information? Create a list, whether it's manual or automatic, whichever works, for who has access to areas through these devices so you can manage them appropriately. And then most importantly, update these lists and change access as needed. Let's go ahead and take a quick knowledge check to see how much of this practice you're beginning to understand. An employee from your company has finished their role in a project and their ID badge was given special access for a room with sensitive information. What is the best course of action? Is it A, take their ID badge back and give them a new one? B, revoke the access to the room and verify that they cannot access it anymore? C, do nothing, they work there and they can be trusted? Or D, fire them? Hope you selected B, as that's the correct answer. You need to revoke the access to the room and verify that they cannot access it anymore. Let's move forward. PE.1.134 has 3 assessment objectives. 1. Physical access devices are identified. 2. Physical access devices are controlled. And 3. Physical access devices are managed. Likewise, the assessment objects for PE.1.134 are going to be the same as all the previous physical protection practices and all practices in general. Feel free to pause to take a look. We're going to go ahead and move on. When assessment time finally rolls around, this list here is going to be very important to understand, as this will be what C3PAOs look for when they search through your artifacts. For the examine method, they might look at your physical and environmental protection policy, procedures addressing physical access control logs or records, inventory records of physical access control devices, or even records of key and lock combination changes. For the interview method, they might interview personnel with physical access control responsibilities or personnel with information security responsibilities. And finally, they might inspect organizational processes for physical access control or mechanisms supporting or implementing physical access control. As a reminder, be familiar with all of the things on this list, but be wary that C3PAOs may look for more. Here are some references to existing security standards that match up to PE.1.134. You can use these as a mapping mechanism to see how these existing standards match up to this practice. And that's it for our physical protection discussion. Thanks for sticking until the end. If you would like to continue to learn more about CMMC, check out some of the useful resources listed on the screen and in the description below. As a reminder, Intersec Inc. continually posts educational content on our other platforms as well, as you can check out our blogs at intersecinc.com/blogs, which contains information on CMMC, and you can join our mailing list at intersecinc.com/contact us, where we continue to update any relevant changes to CMMC and any news in relation to it. The best way to prepare for CMMC certification is to practice, and that can only be done by taking action. We provide a platform where you can take that action and take a free self-assessment on your current standing with CMMC, as well as generate a free gap analysis report to indicate your gaps and see what needs to be worked on. You can visit that, and I highly encourage you to, at www.securitycompliance.io. As a reminder, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, as that helps us, and subscribe for more content if you would like to see more CMMC educational content from us, as well as turn on post notifications so you can be alerted when we post a new video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.